Mr. Speaker, I rise today to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the signing of the United Nations Charter and the establishment of one of the world's greatest organizations for peace and the advancement of humanity. As a representative of San Francisco, this anniversary has a particular pride, the people of my city and for me. For it was in San Francisco that we paid host to the Grand Conference of Delegates that wrote the UN Charter. And it was in San Francisco's War Memorial and Performing Arts Center on June 26, 1945, that the charter was signed. On that day, President Harry Truman came to the plenary session to offer his congratulations and his hopes for the future of a new United Nations. He said, "You have created a great instrument for peace and security and human progress in the world." President Truman said that, and the world must use it now. The world must use it now. It was true then, it's true now. 8 decades later, 193 member states have ratified the Charter. That day it was 50, and then Poland joined 51. Now 193 members have ratified the Charter. The world's greatest leaders and thinkers have been among the United Nations representatives. In 1946, United Nations General Assembly delegate and former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt helped draft the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which builds on President Franklin Roosevelt's commitment to freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom from fear, freedom from want for all people. Throughout its history, the United Nations has worked to end disease, hunger, and poverty. It has sought to advance human rights, human dignity, and opportunities for women and girls. It has focused the world's attention on the plight of refugees and the urgency of the climate crisis with its sustainable development goals. It has been a bulwark for global peace and peacekeeping. And in striving to fulfill the ideals and promises of its charter, the United Nations, related agencies, programs, and staff have been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize 11 times. 11 times. In 1950, Ralph Bunche, an American, became the first person affiliated with the new organization to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. In his acceptance speech, he remarked, "I am but one of many cogs in the United Nations, the greatest peace organization ever dedicated to the salvation of mankind's future on Earth." Under the leadership of Secretary General Antonio Guterres, the United Nations remains a strong, resolute, unwavering voice for peace in the world burdened by war. And today, the United Nations is convening a plenary meeting of the General Assembly in New York at the United Nations headquarters to, in their quote, "to revive the spirit of San Francisco and once again embrace the ideals that united humanity during the darkest hour, reaffirming our commitment to those values into the future. May we recapture the spirit of solidarity that existed in San Francisco 80 years ago as the United Nations continues to stand as a beacon of peace for the next 80 years and beyond." Since I have a little more time, I want to just tell a personal story. When I was in high school, this would be like a dozen years after the founding of the United Nations, then Senator Kennedy came to Baltimore for a great event. It was the United Nations Association of Maryland dinner honoring someone named Jacob Blaustein, a civic leader in our community. My father was mayor of Baltimore. My mother, knowing how much I admired the Kennedy family because we were taught by Irish Catholic nuns from Boston, and even in Baltimore, Mr. Larson raised his hand, she said, "I don't think I feel well going to the dinner tonight. Why don't you take my place?" Taking her place meant sitting next to Senator Kennedy for this dinner where he was giving the keynote address. There's a picture of that occasion. Well, why I tell the story is I was a member of United Nations Youth in high school. I was like a junior in high school at the time. And was a table of United Nations Youth. And they came over to me and said, "Since you're a member of United Nations, we invite you to sit with us at our table." Oh my gosh. John F. Kennedy, United Nations. As conflicted as I was, how could I leave a vacant seat next to Senator Kennedy of Massachusetts, soon to become President of the United States? So in any event, as I said at the beginning, this holds a special particular pride for me, personally as well as officially. I yield back. Thank you, Mr.